Welcome back here to another episode of Blake Explains. We are doing this with Drita, otherwise known as Brian. We are talking about Fire Emblem Fates. Let's get straight into it. So, if you don't know much about Fire Emblem Fates, it is a strategy JRPG, and JRPG just means Japanese role-playing game. And the whole game is a very story-driven game that's broken up in these different chapters. And it's mostly based off the old game Fire Emblem Awakening, which was the one before this.
Wait, it's actually based off of it?
Yeah.
So it's the same.
Well, no, it's not based. Like the gameplay is based off of it.
Wait, is it the same universe? Is it in the same universe?
I don't think so. I think most Fire Emblem games are in different universes. There's probably a couple though that are like in the same.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know a lot about the other Fire Emblem games. I just know a lot about Fire Emblem Awakening and Fates.
Do you know what the age, Corrin's supposed to be?
No, that has not been told. Probably, he's an adult because he can get married. At least that's what Nintendo says. So, this is the 14th Fire Emblem game, which is crazy to me. I didn't even know there was that many. So that means Awakening was the 13th, and it was actually Awakening was going to be the last game, but because it sold so well, they were able to make more games now, since they kind of revitalized the series, because the series wasn't doing very well recently.
Awakening was a great game. Yeah,
Awakening was a great game, and Fire Emblem Fates is very much like another Awakening game, just with different stories and new attributes and stuff.
Yeah.
New story. So the game was released in June 25th for Japan, and is now going to be released in February 19th. And just so you all know, this was recorded before the game came out, and this is just all the information. We get a lot of information from the Japanese version, since it's already been out since summer, and we're not getting it till winter in America. But there has been no information for a European release date yet. So, you might be watching this and they're already been told, but this is the first game to actually have two versions, and America's getting these two different versions. We're getting the Conquest and Birthright side, or there's also a special edition that has also a third side in it. You get all three on one cartridge. But the two different sides, you pretty much two completely different stories after the 6th chapter. Because up until the 6th chapter, it's the same game, and that's when at the end of the 6th chapter is when you're deciding which side you're going to take.
If you have the special edition.
If you have the special edition. If it's not, if you don't have the special edition, then if you just got a regular one, like say you bought Birthright, then you have to go with the Birthright path. Although I've seen, if you download the eShop version, you'll just get basically the first 6 chapters downloaded, and then once you get to that point, you actually get to choose, and then you download the rest, but it locks your version into that game, so you can't change it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I'm probably gonna end up going with the eShop version because because the special edition's already sold out, so I'm sorry, you might be a little late on that. Wanted to get that. It came with an art book and a special carrying case and just some cool extra things, and then also the 3 paths.
There also was a 3DS that came out for it.
Yes, there's a Fire Emblem Fates 3DS, new 3DS. It's a new 3DS XL to be very specific. So if you haven't heard of a new 3DS, it's just a newer version of a 3DS with just extra stuff. It's kind of like the DSi, where it just kind of added extra stuff on to make it better.
But it's a lot better. It's not like how sometimes...
It's a bigger jump than DSi was, from DS to DSi.
Yeah, it's also how some people will think because Nintendo really needs to change how they do their names, because they'll have the Wii and then the Wii U, and people just thought the Wii U was an addition or just a new system, and then really think it was much better.
Yeah.
And so they really need to change that to make sure people know that it's
that's just
way better.
That's just Nintendo for you.
Yeah.
But they'll always be like that. Okay, so the two sides, you have the Hoshido family and the Nor family. So they call the peace-loving Hoshido and the glory-seeking Nor. And I'll show the picture up here. On the right is the Hoshido, and on the left is the Nor. Those are and also you'll see some of the people in the family and stuff you meet. The Hoshido route is designed to be more like Awakening, where you can do training outside of battles and interact with the skirmishes. You can pay money to do a skirmish, So Awakening, it was a lot easier to level up and do all these things because you had unlimited money, unlimited experience, because you could just keep fighting these people and getting enough things and buying new armor and everything. So that made the game a lot easier, and a lot of people liked it because it also had a casual version, which let your units not die, like actually die when they died on the battlefield. You could just get them after the game.
After the battle.
Oh yeah, after the battle was done. And but the Nor route's gonna be a more challenging one. But you can still do casual on Nor. You just I mean, I'm gonna play the Nor with the actual version because I see Nor's a more tough version because I'm gonna be playing all three. And the Nor route's gonna be more challenging, and you're not gonna have those skirmishes between battles. Like pretty much every battle counts, and you want to make sure that you're getting your guys leveled up because you're not gonna have extra battles to level your guys up. And extra money, so everything's supposed to be spent really wisely.
I'm thinking, like, because whenever I did Awakening, I did the casual version, and it was fun, but I didn't have to think too hard. I'm thinking about this time not doing the casual version.
They have an even easier version. Well, I don't want to get into that, but because we're getting into the new features in part 2. By the way, there's a part 2 coming because this is a lot of information about basically 3 games. Yeah, it's called Phoenix Mode, where your characters instantly revive after they're dead. It's like
that's too easy.
Yeah, it's really easy then. So then there's also the third route, which is the Revelations, which basically is a mix. You get to see all the characters from different sides and their different sides of the personalities, and it's kind of a mix of both games with difficulty and all that. So like you still get skirmishes and all that. But some returning features for the game from old games and Awakening and other stuff. From Awakening, we are getting the character creation back, which is Corrin, which is the main character you see. I'll put him up on the screen. I'll probably put up his Smash character art because he recently got in Smash. If you didn't know who he was, that's who Corrin is. He's from this game, Farm of Fates. Yeah, so there's a lot more options for the characters, but you don't get the 3 body sizes. There's only 2 now for each, male and female.
Really?
Yeah. So you get like pretty much a really tall one and like a really short one.
Aw, I thought there would be like way more customability now.
Well, no. Like there's way more customability. That's just the only thing that's less. Just
Why?
The body sizes.
Is there a reason for that?
I mean, it's probably just what they wanted. They probably thought it was just easier to do that. I don't know. There's probably some reason. It's not like I'm talking to developers. But they did not state anything, no. The females have a specific character creation thing just to them. They have hair accessories, so you can change out their hair accessories and stuff, which I think is pretty cool, adding stuff like that. And they are bringing back the pair-up system. The pair-up system was in Awakening, where basically you could take 2 units and pair them together, and this helped with their like getting... It basically helped with them getting to know each other better, so increasing their, what?
Well, so they would have better, like, attack together. Like, whenever they fought together, they'd have more attack, and then also, they'd be more likely to defend their partner, and then also they would be more likely to just attack after you attack.
Yeah, they're more like the person you partner with, depending on who's in the back, is the person who supports you. They just give you a buff. But people see this as a downside and an upside because, your characters get stronger so you can kill more people, but the downside is you have less people to go around and, attack more people. So you're kind of losing units, but getting stronger units at the same time.
Yeah, whenever I first played Awakening, I never used the pairing system. Because I had it before Blake did. I had it for a couple months before he did.
Yeah.
And I played it a lot, and I didn't use the pairing system. Then he started to play it, and he did the pairing system, and I realized how much better that was. And so I just always did that. And it's also doing the pairing system is the only way for a male and a female. And I think they also have like homosexuals now, but where they can get married. And so
there's only 2 people.
Only 2 people?
Yeah, there's 2 people, and I'm pretty sure only your avatar can do it. But you can marry. There's these 2 people that you can marry the same sex.
Okay, but what I was saying was that that's the only way for your character or other characters to get married is you have to do the pairing system.
Well, there's other ways to increase it. Like they actually added there's a rubbing system basically where you rub their faces and stuff, and that actually gains them closer, which was really good for the North side because they didn't have that. You couldn't. There was a lot of things to keep pairing up, so you could eventually get them to S class. So that helped them. But now in the Americas version, they took that out, which made a lot of people mad because
it was too sexual.
Yeah, because I mean, when you're petting girls and they're making all they're grunting and stuff, you're like, oh my. So America's like, yeah, let's just not put that in there. But I've heard they're adding some things to make it a little bit easier, so you can make it easier to get closer in relationships. I'm forgetting the word here.
So, but if you haven't known already, but I'm doing the north side whenever we start, and Blake's doing the what are they called?
Hoshida.
The Hoshida side. So my side's gonna be a lot harder.
Well, yeah, and like I said, I plan to do all 3 sides to get all information because I love this game and I've been waiting for it forever. And the fact we're getting basically 3 games is pretty amazing. Yeah. So, then we're talking about okay, so we're gonna go back and talking about each path. So the Hoshido path, we were talking about how it has unlimited amounts of gold and experience, and you can get skirmishes. And they also have very simple win conditions, kind of like Awakening, where you just kind of like rout out the enemy or defeat the boss. And the Nor is gonna be when victory conditions are gonna be more like defending a base or breaking through enemy lines and turn restrictions for certain maps. So like you might not be able to do a turn, or let's say you get only 1 turn for and then they get like 3 or something, like stuff like that.
Also, go back to the marrying thing. Can you not marry across families?
Well, supposedly the people who are on your teams is the people you're gonna get. So basically, if you choose the Nor, you're gonna have your Nor family, your Nor people. It's not like other people. I don't know because I haven't played the game, but it's not. I'm assuming nobody else is gonna join from the other side unless some twist or something happens.
So why are the 2 families fighting?
They're just at war. They're just. It's kind of like they're 2 people that are at war.
Always at war?
Well, no. They were just they went to war, and that's how these things happen. Corn was stolen as a baby. They were trying to get back at them, and I'm pretty sure, I don't know, Aqua got stolen too. I don't know if the Hoshido stole Aqua or if Nor stole Aqua.
No, she was with Nor originally, I'm pretty sure.
I
think what they were doing was they were trying, because the Nor stole Corn, and so the Hoshido were trying to get back at them as they stole.
Well, yeah, I guess I'd say that figured, but yeah, that's just speculation. So I'm trying not to get into the speculation here, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
So then, the Invisible Kingdom, which is basically the side where you don't choose anybody, the 3rd path, which basically a combination of both. So you're gonna get, it's less difficult than Conquest, which is the Nora side, but it's more difficult than Birthright, which is the Hoshido side. So it's a middle. It's basically, that is his version of everything, which it's called Revelations because they kind of want you to play it last, because then you get to see everything come together and see everybody, because you get all the characters and all that. And at first I was like, oh, okay, I just want to go with the 3rd path, because then that would be easily the best, because I get everybody, get all the stuff. Like,
yeah, you want to do the other side first.
Yeah, because you want to see from their perspective. And
so wait, if you get the special edition, does it, once you beat the game, doesn't it let you play the Revelation side?
Well, you get all 3, so you can choose the Revelations first.
Oh wait, that's right, because there's different data, so you can just choose.
Yeah, and I was gonna get into that, but there are 9 save datas for the for the special edition cartridge and then the eShop version. But there's only 3 save datas for regular versions.
Oh.
And I'm assuming if you buy the DLC, you'll probably just get another 3 for each one you buy. Oh, okay.
There's DLC.
Yes, that the DLC is just getting each path. So if you bought the Hoshido path, so you say, okay, now I want to play the Nor, then you could pay for a reduced price of the original game for like $20. You can get the whole Nor side. Just that's DLC on your game.
$20 DLC.
Yeah, which is probably why the best version is just to go with the special edition, because you get extra stuff and you get to choose and all that. It's nice.
Is it sold out everywhere, or is it just sold out here where we?
Pretty sure it's just sold out at GameStop, but I don't know. I've just heard it's been sold out. You could probably order on eBay or Amazon or something.
For
ridiculous price.
Yeah. Okay. So all the victory, blah blah blah. All character classes are available in the Invisible Kingdom or the third path, and you also get all buildings for the My Castle. So My Castle is a new thing, a new feature we'll get into in part 2 of this Fire Emblem Faith Blake Explains. So don't worry about that right now. But all character classes have a skill that is like unique to them, and they are bringing skills back to Fire Emblem Fates, and they all get a unique one, and they also have like 4 extra slots, I believe, 4 or 5 extra slots, 5 additional extra slots that they can learn when they're leveling up and stuff. So they get them as they level up. Except for Amiibo. Amiibo are the only ones that don't have their own skill. And as we're saying now, there are Amiibo for this game. So if you have any of the Fire Emblem Amiibo, you can tap them and you're gonna put the unit into your game, which I think.
But you have to have like the
You have to have a new 3DS or the Portal to do that. Yes.
What do you even buy the Portal? I can't even find them.
Yeah, most of the, I think pretty much in America here, they've only been sold with the special versions of 3DSs and stuff. Okay, so they're recalling and promotion branching are featured in the game. So basically, you can be promoted and you can be promoted to the game. So if you have a certain class that's not already a top class, then you can promote and get a better version of that class, or go to a different version of that class, or even going down a step. So they have different items for that. So you have the Heart Seal, which can let you reclass into a secondary class of that level. So basically, if you're a low tier, then you can choose another low tier class, like a secondary class. So I don't know exactly, for instance, because there's a lot of new classes now. But let's say you're a samurai, then maybe you'll be able to change to a knight or to a thief or something like that. So you can change anybody these classes.
Yeah, but it has to be like, because remember, it has to do with like their because I remember whenever they were talking about, we watched a video about it last night. They said that if you're changing a class completely, it has to be something that they could do. Like it can't just be anything.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's what the secondary classes are. Just something that's similar.
Yeah.
And also, they have a new item called the Partner Seal, which lets you get the class of your spouse. Or they have the Friendship Seal, which gets you a class of a friend. So basically, somebody probably you've leveled up with. So maybe if you're a girl and you got S class with another girl, then you could probably do a Friendship Seal with them. Okay, and then there are also monsters in this game that they're similar to the Risen in Awakening, which are like the zombie kind of like guys, but they're called the Faceless. And also Street Pass is making a return along with online features, some new online features that we'll talk about in part 2, which I'm very excited about. But the Street Pass is what it kind of was before, is you just kind of get somebody else's team and you can battle their team through Street Pass, or trade items and other stuff like that.
Yeah, that was cool. Because I remember if you if you Street Pass someone and you beat them, you can take them and use them. Like if you beat their team, you can use them, like that person, but only that level of that person. So you have to beat them again later if they get like a higher level or different stuff to get that thing. You know?
Yeah, and there's also going to be the casual mode will be available in this game. Like I said, the casual mode and the Phoenix mode, and then just also the regular mode where people die when they get killed on the battlefield. Weapon durability is not going to be featured in this game. So weapons can't break anymore, although
Nice.
stabs do still have their limited uses. Why
Why did they do that? I like to get to buy new weapons because it made it really difficult.
Well, I think the reason they did it was because the North side doesn't have unlimited gold, and so they're gotta be wise about buying their weapons, and they probably don't have enough money to keep buying over and over and have extra weapons.
Yeah.
And you can't just go do skirmishes and get new weapons.
Yeah, it's kind of like an Awakening. You eventually got to a point where you just had an unlimited amount of money.
Yeah.
Kind of like a Pokemon where you just never need money.
me.
Yeah, that's why the north side's supposed to be harder like that. Also, the support system returns. So you have the ability. That's what I was trying to say before. It's where when you pair up with somebody, you're able to get more support and you rank up. And you get these different conversations based on who's paired up. They each have their own conversation, which is really cool. It's based on who they're talking to, so they're all unique. And once you get to S class, you'll get the people will marry. If it's you talking to a girl, if it's a guy talking to a girl, or
is it fully
whoever's
voiced?
Huh?
Is it fully voiced?
Yeah, it's voiced.
Fully.
Well, I mean, the games have never really been fully voiced. Like, I'm pretty sure. I don't know for sure if everything's fully voiced. I know that like cutscenes are gonna be voiced.
Yeah.
Yes. I know that like important scenes will be voiced and talking between people and other stuff like that. But it'll probably be a little bit more like Awakening, to where like if you're having like a support conversation, or if you're having a just like something on the battlefield, probably not. Probably not everything will be voiced.
Yeah, because I know most portable games aren't fully voiced, but some have been. I know that like some have been fully voiced, which is pretty cool.
And so there's also going to be some DLC that'll be featuring the old Fire Emblem characters from Awakening. So you'll get like Chrome or his little sister and
Can you play
Frederick. Robin is a amiibo.
So will you be able to play?
Yeah, you'll be able to use them as a unit if you tap them.
Also, like, is it whenever they like I remember whenever they talked about like Corrin seeing the other people are like, oh my gosh, the legends or whatever. Oh no, wait, was that Lucina? I remember something like whenever they like saw the other ones, they're just like oh, the legends are finally here.
Yeah, that was in the Smash trailer we were talking about. And so that was just kind of an overview, basically, of what Fire Emblem is going to be about. Fire Emblem Fates. And in part 2, we are going to be going into more in depth, talking about specifics of each side and the features, more in depth on the features, like my castle and the things. Maybe we'll probably talk about some of the things they took out, and even about the some of the clothing features that are now available in the game. So do stay tuned for that. In the comments, go ahead and tell us which side you're going to take. If you want to take the Hoshido, or I guess the Birthright. So like hashtag Birthright, hashtag Conquest, or hashtag Revelations. And if you want to stay tuned so you know when part 2 is coming out, go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you will stay up to date, so you know right when it's coming out. And also share this with others if you're going to play some Fire Emblem Fates with some other people, and they want to know more about the game. Then I'd recommend checking out the part 2 and checking out this one, so that way you're all caught up and ready for when the game comes out. Yeah, so thank you for watching, and stay tuned. Is there anything else you want to add, Brian?
Subscribe.
Is there anything about the game you want to add, or anything you want to say? Just final says for part 2.
I wish you could change all the heights to whatever you want.
That's the one regret. You're not gonna buy the game because of that.
No, I'm gonna buy it. I'm just gonna be salty about it.
All right. I'm glad that's the one thing you're mad about in the whole game. That's probably a good sign, actually. That's the one thing you're mad about.
Yeah, it is.
All right. Yeah. So we'll see you guys in part 2.